I don't know. I've never noticed this hunk of hair that didn't get cut last time. That is weird. Chapter 69. Max and her CMI team spent another 2 weeks in the Congo setting up solar spinners in 3 different villages. Vihan and Klaus perfected their design and engineering of the solar panel coated turbine blades the day after their rescue. We had time to do some thought experiments on the project while in captivity, said Vihan modestly. We're geniuses, added Klaus, not so modestly. Kabila and his militia, who loved the small power plant Tisa and Quito had set up for them in their hilly hideout, helped Max and her crew set up their microgrids in the village of Kazambomba. Soon, you will all need cell phones, Kabila declared to the villagers. You may want television and toaster ovens. I can provide them for you at a steep discount. And stay out of those mines, kids. They're bad for you. The coming of power and light to the village of Kazambaba had already created its first small business, Kabila Electronics. He'd even printed business cards. Tisa's father arrived with a team of Kenyan investors. They brought their seed money with them. To the future, shouted Tisa. The future, echoed Emmanuel. The village celebrated its new tomorrow with a feast, complete with food, music, and lots of dancing. Max felt terrific. And not just because the music and food were so good. She was out in the world doing good, even if she didn't know any more about who she was or where she came from or why her last name is Einstein. She had a pretty good idea about where she was headed, on more missions to do more good. It's time for everybody to head back home to spend time with their families, Isabel told her that night at the party. We will regroup in a few weeks, set off on our next CMI mission. Slight problem, said Max. I don't have a home or a family. Oops, I forgot to turn the page. Well, you have us, said Carl. We are your family now. Max nodded. Okay, that part's taken care of. But I still don't have a home. Yes, you do, said Isabel. It's in New York City. Another foster care situation? No, a home of your own. An apartment in a recently renovated building. The benefactor set it up for you. Seriously? Seriously. The benefactor is very pleased with you, Max, added Carl. He texted us this morning. He asked us to tell you that you passed your first test. This was a test, said Max. Yes, said Carl. The benefactor said your work in the Congo was a baby step, but a very important one. Really? Does he know we risked our lives down here? That Vihan and Klaus got kidnapped? That we had to strike a deal with a very scary warlord to rescue them? Yes, he is aware of all that transpired since we left Jerusalem. And he still calls what we accomplished a baby step? Carl nodded. The benefactor is kind of a jerk, isn't he? Carl and Isabel both laughed. Yes, said Isabel. I suppose sometimes he is. Don't tell him I said that, said Max. After all, the guy did find me a New York City apartment, so I guess he can't be all bad. Please tell him thanks. You can tell him yourself, said Isabel. He looks forward to meeting you, Max. When you land in New York, he wants to be the one to give you the keys to your own new apartment.